Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, the Minister of Social Development has urged the youth of Sweet Waters to say no to alcohol and also report unlicensed taverns to the police. The minister made the plea yesterday as the department marked World No Alcohol Day. Now, October has been set aside as Social Development Month in South Africa, where the department embarks on several outreach programs. Joining us for more on this is the Acting Deputy Director General of Welfare Services at the Department of Social Development. She's Siza Makgangwe. Good evening, Siza. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. So, October is an important month. It's Social Development Month, but what exactly does that mean? What does the department do on this month?
Good evening to you and your viewers. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It is the month for us to showcase the programs that we are embarking on as a department. It is a month to really go into, those hotspot areas and make sure that we partner with our provincial departments and roll out all those critical programs that are needed so much. And yesterday it was the launch of October month with a specific focus on on No Alcohol Day. It was really around issues of alcohol because we know that they are quite critical.
Now, perhaps before we delve deeper into specifically alcohol or the abuse of alcohol, just talk us through some other targeted outreach programs that you'll be embarking upon this month.
Quite a number. We've got various thematic areas. One of them is social ills. Social ills is not only substance abuse. We know that there are issues of gender-based violence that we're going to focus on. There are issues of violence against children. There are issues on poverty. There are issues on community development. There are issues on anti-gangsterism and many other issues that has to do with community development.
Now, if we zoom into alcohol, this year's theme is 30 years of democracy, partnership and growth towards reigniting the role of the family. What have you found to be the adverse effects of alcohol abuse in families?
It's quite a lot. Really, families in South Africa, they are contending with a lot, including alcohol. And as a Department of Social Development, we are the custodian of family programs. And one of our theme is that a family is the first line of defense. And if that line of defense is very weak or has collapsed, there's not much the family can do. And the family will be dealing with so many problems that are overwhelming them. So those are some of the things. So we are now focusing on strengthening our families, making sure that the family itself is able to protect its members against social ills. It's able, to keep the family intact because these problems that we're talking about, the social ills and many other issues that the families are dealing with, the family, they're the first one to feel the hit before government and any other NGO comes in. So it is critical that we strengthen parenting programs. It is critical that we strengthen all those families to support each other and sustain themselves.
Now, according to research, alcohol abuse is the third largest contributor to death. In your engagements when you attempt to strengthen the family unit and when you speak to communities, do you get a sense that communities have a full appreciation that a great number of the social ills start with the abuse of alcohol?
No, they are not. Most of us are so relaxed when it comes to alcohol. It's people, they don't even perceive it as a drug that is legal. They see it as something that is acceptable by everyone. And the way we relate with alcohol, it's problematic. Hence, we have so many problems that we have witnessed in the country. We have normalized, alcohol. So now we are, with all these challenges that are facing us, it calls us to denormalize alcohol because of it's just too much availability. It's too much. Well, I was just looking at the MRC statistics. It was shocking. It was saying for every 190 persons in South Africa, there is an alcohol outlet or tavern. That says a lot about the availability of alcohol. And it shows us that even those who are not intending to drink, but because of too much availability, they find themselves drinking. And before they know it, they are addicted.
And And it's a lucrative business and it contributes significantly to the economy. So in engagements, I suppose you also do speak to those in the alcohol business. Do you, in your engagements, talk about the responsibility that comes with this right to actually be in this sector or operate in this sector? Do you talk about the responsibilities of not selling to underage individuals? Because that came into sharp focus after the Enyobeni tragedy.
Yes, well, the issue of alcohol, it's a matter that cuts across all the departments. It's intersectoral. So we lead in different levels. For example, the issue of regulating alcohol in the country, it is led by the Department of Trade and Industry. So a lot of things, we are waiting upon them to do some amendments on the Act to make sure that we are able to really contain the situation. So the whole sector, how they register the taverns, how they deal with the alcohol industry, it is the responsibility of trade and industry. However, we do have some campaigns with them, especially during festive season campaign, where we would conduct those awareness campaign and engage specifically the traders and say to them it is important that they are aware that selling alcohol to underage children, it is unlawful. And secondly, we're also educating them about the binge drinking that we are all experiencing in South Africa, and that especially for young children or young people, it leads to school dropout and many other issues that come thereafter. So that's why we have those kind of engagements with them, but we are limited because it's not our space.
Yeah.
The Department of Trade and Industry, they are leading that space.
And there is some sort of a balancing act here because they do have a right to trade, and I suppose, as you say, your focus is more on strengthening the family and family values. Siza, thank you very much for joining us this evening. That's Acting Deputy Director General of Welfare Services at the Department of Social Development, Siza Makgangwe.